interviews, but he asked a director, a famous TV director called Kevin Smith, to work for him for a week, and in the end, the guy goes, "Oh, he's actually bit too crazy for me," and he did this speech that you can find online, and explains that Prince, for all those songs he has, he's created full music videos for every song. Like, we only see the ones that he releases, but he locks in a vault full musical clips for every single song on all those Purple Rain records. I don't even know, but all those records and all those songs have $100,000 video clips. And so one day there'll come a time when Prince is gone, and we'll get to see all this stuff. It's kind of a cool idea.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
No. Yeah.
I didn't realise Prince was still around. Like, you don't see that much of him, do you?
No, but I do know something cool about him. Like, he's very hardcore religious. Yep. Yeah. And he can't do it. When he does do an interview, he's always, talking, religiously. But he hates technology. The cool thing about Prince is that he's often going, look, it's just a guitar, a drummer. Actually, he was in Brisbane only a year ago. The guitarist in my band saw him and said the same thing. He sang for 3 hours. The only guitar on stage was his own. So that's pretty cool work, Yeah. When you see, say, Britney Spears or something miming and all these dancers and all this crap, he's sort of gone, it's just me, a guitar, a drummer and a bass player, and let's go. Tour the world.
Wow.
How you going over there?
Going like a rock.
Yeah. How's your drink, mate? I always get to this moment. Yeah, 30 minutes.
Yeah, no, drink's gone.
And
all gone. I'm right. Yeah.
Let's pause it and get another one.
No, I'm right. No problems.
I really want to know about the Navy.
Okay.
Is it traumatic to think of? I'll tell you why. I listen to, I do this a lot. I ask you a question and then I talk for a minute.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine.
I just heard this. I get into listening to a show called Hardcore History, Dan Carlin's Hardcore History, right? And he's often talking about old wars and things. And in the 30s, this is what I just heard last week. In the 30s, the Germans built a bomb, like a mortar rocket, I think, or some sort of, you could fire this mortar, but it blew apart lots of ears. You had to actually be in the end, you had to be 300 feet away, or yards. What's a yard?
3 feet.
Okay. Well, that's a long way. That could be right. Maybe it was feet. So 300 whatever away. Because it would blow
blow your eardrums.
Yeah. And,
wow.
And I just thought, oh mate, how many eardrums did they go through and how many, heads did they hurt to know that information?
Yeah.
You can imagine guys standing around, okay, we've created this, let's go. And these are just poor, soldiers and it bang. All those little things that you would have seen in your time, potentially. Things,
Well, my father was in the army for 28 years and spent a lot of time overseas during the Second World War. And I was recently going through, he's left us now, but I was going through his war documents and things a while back, and I came across this letter from his best man at his wedding. They were best man at each other's wedding, and it was the Battle of El Alamein. And the bloke describes how the battle started, and you can imagine all these people out in the middle of the desert. How it started was, I think it was at 10 o'clock at night, a searchlight shone up in the sky, and then 800 field guns went bang, all at once. 800 of them. It was 600 or 800. I'm pretty sure it was 800. And that was a start, and they just pounded the Germans. So can you imagine the noise of that? And he describes this battle. It's just an unbelievable letter. And I've still got it.
Would you say night time?
Yeah, at night they started.
How scary.
Bang. 800. Can you imagine 800 huge field guns just going bang together? Talking about ears.
And aimed at them.
Yeah.
You're right? Yeah. And in the dark.
Yep.
Whoa. Different life.
Yeah,
it wasn't that far away.
That was the good guys firing at the bad guys.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that was the good. That was the start of it. I went bang, and then it was on.
And then it was on.
and they just pounded and pounded them.
For weeks or months, potentially, or whatever.
Yeah, very interesting letter.
Very. Considering what they do now, you can just fly over and, in no time. That was only a couple of generations ago.
Well, they're sending drones around now, aren't they?
Yeah.
To have a look around, yeah.
That's right. And they've sort of taken the personal fear off for us on the we've got the technology side. Look at us. Look at my generation just living in absolute, we've got nothing to fear.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
So, and they talk about kids now, and fair call, everyone has trauma and things going on in your own mind, but to fear things in the dark as a man and your family's on the other end of the world, that's just something else, mate.
Yeah.
So, but your dad made it.
Yeah, no, he did. He did a lot of overseas service.
Wow.
Went to New Guinea twice.
Was he a hard man at the end? Did he?
Yeah, very hard.
Yeah?
Very hard. They change, they go over as kids and come back. Yeah, they change.
Right. And did he bottle it all up? I've got to ask these silly questions.
Yeah, well, thinking back now, they have issues, these blokes, and they probably didn't know about it back in the day, but you hear about the PTSD these days and that. Yeah, most of them had it, for sure.
Yeah.
Because if you know what the symptoms are now and you look back at how it was then,
yep.
Yeah, it's got to have an effect on you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the difference is now you can tell people across the world that how you're feeling, but I imagine in your dad's day, say in Wynnum, maybe, that he could. It's just his suburb and his local pub and the people he deal with. Whether you want to burden people with that sort of stuff, you might ruin your own circle of. Say you had to keep it inside, or and the kids are hassling me, So it'd be hard to really tell anyone because the person you told might not have listened that well.
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah.
Did you grow up with brothers and sisters? Can I ask any of this?
Yeah, you can ask me. I've got one sister.
Yeah?
Yeah, no. She's still in Wynnum, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, great, mate.
Yeah.
Wally Lewis.
Wally Lewis played for Wynnum Manly.
That's right.
Wally Lewis, captain coach the Seagulls, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He actually lived in my street where I live now.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I used to live in Rochedale up there, and I had all the in the day bubblegum cards. I remember Wally Lewis before he was really.
Yeah.
And I remember Mal Meninga for Souths.
Yeah.
In those times,
But I'm in Wally Street down here on the coast when he was living down here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he lived down here on the coast when he was captain coach of Seagulls, I think it was, or player coach, I think the terminology was, and he lived in Broadbeach Waters.
Great.
People say, "Oh, that was Wally's old house there."
Excellent.
Yeah.
I didn't know her, but my dad's mum actually lived in quite a famous sort of house in Manly, right on the shore.
Brisbane Manly. Or Sydney
Manly. Yeah, Brisbane Manly.
Yep.
And mate, I don't think I've ever been there, but I just got told a bit of my grandmother's history. She had apparently a famous unpainted home on the water at Manly, where they had all these changing boxes. People could, Manly, they had you could swim in this area. They roped off for sharks. There was a swimming.
There's a wading pool at Wynnum. You don't mean that? No,
I'm actually in the beach. The tide would come in and out, but they put up a net. So
you're going way back.
Yeah,
somewhere near the Manly Baths.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, she lived right there, and she'd collect her money. She charged people, I don't know what a cent, a penny, whatever it was in the day.
Big dollars.
Yeah, and my dad was telling me that she'd take this money. So apparently everyone knew this unpainted home right on the beach there.
Yeah.
She was the one that had the boxes. There was a whole bunch of these change rooms.
Yeah, I remember the change rooms there.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, she had 20 of them.
Wow.
Something. Yeah. This was what I was only told a week ago or 2 weeks ago. But anyway, and then I told my dad that, he goes, "Oh, yeah. He said, when my grandma passed away, it's my grandmother actually. When she passed away, Dad had to go with his dad, my grandfather, and the first thing they did is just banged a big hole in the bottom of the wall because she was putting all these little coins in a hole in the, you had the picture frame racks in the day.
Yeah, I do.
Well, she had a little hole there, and she just kept throwing pennies and cash and all these sort of things in there. And apparently they just took out a bucket, actually had a wheelbarrow full of this money.
Wow.
Yeah, the old days just like that.
Probably full of 1930 pennies.
Oh, yeah. That was the era.
Well, they're worth a squillion. There's
Are they?
only a couple of them around.
Really?
Yeah.
You collect that stuff too?
Used to.
Wow.
Yeah, I've collected a few things in my time.
Wow. Do you have, I imagine your house is filled with stuff.
Well, actually, it used to be. I'm just in the process of clearing all my toys and collections while I'm in control of their destiny.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, fair dinkum. I used to collect military weapons.
Wow.
I've collected coins and yeah.
Right. Bit of fun selling it off now? Or,
yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah. Then once it's gone, you want it back.
Sure.
But what am I collecting these days? I'm spending time at the gym these days.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Actually, I was at the boxing gym last night.
Oh, you really?
Yeah.
Great. Excellent.
Yeah.
It's at the new group of guys.
They start tomorrow night.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I used to watch the Titan ads on TV, and so I know about the Titan sheds and that, but I was Titan football.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You seen many games lately?
Never been to one.
Right, really?
Although I've got the Titan numbers, I'm dedicated Brisbane Bronco.
Oh, true. Yeah, right.
I can't change.
Okay.
Soft spot for the Titans, but I'm a Bronco.
Yeah.
Always have been, so you just don't change. That's the rules. Well, that's my rule anyway.
So I was just telling you, I had an FJ Holden for 15 years, and as soon as I got the paint job done, the carpet, paid $1,500 in Slacks Creek there, and got a guy to, spend a lot, and I put in an oil gauge, built a center console, being 19 years old. I was 19. Center console, put in this little oil pressure gauge, cheap one from somewhere, and I've had a little plastic line. I took it to a car show at Capalaba.
Yep.
Yeah, an FJ car show, and driving back, it just kinked the line somehow and dumped all this oil on my feet and all over this brand new carpet. It was horrible, mate. It's sort of like, old cars, that's the beauty of them. At the same time, just, I was already sweating. It was summer, no aircon. I welded the vent. You remember the vent?
Yeah.
In the windscreen? I welded that down because it would leak on my stereo.
Mate, nothing worse than driving around at night. The wind would blow in from somewhere. There'd be holes everywhere, and you'd be driving around with a blanket over your legs.
That's right.
Especially out at Wollongara and Stanthorpe area.
Yeah, you moved there.
I actually lived in Wollongara for a while.
I know. That's got the service station before the border.
Exactly. Yeah. Not a lot of Wollongara, except the army base. That's getting back to my father's army career. He was the commanding officer there at Wollongara, and I went to school in Stanthorpe.
Interesting.
Yeah, used to catch the bus to school and back.
Freezing.
Oh, mate. Too cold. I used to have to chip the ice off the chooks' water in the morning before school so they could get a drink.
It's
not fair dinkum. Oh, unbelievable.
Why is that? Is it elevated? What's the go there?
I don't know. Well, you always see, if you look on the coldest part of Queensland, you normally see Warwick and that area. Yep. Always cold up there. It's pretty high up there too.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
There's an area called the Summit. The area not far out of Stanthorpe. I think it's about 3,000 feet above sea level.
Right. Yeah. And
so
Armidale, Tenterfield, I'm pretty sure they're a high.
Well, they're a bit further south, but Guyra is one of the coldest places. Guyra, that's further south down that way, yeah. No desire to live in Wollongara.
No. Did you go from Wynnum to...
Yep.
From Wynnum
to Wollongara.
That'd be tough.
Yeah. But that was the army life. My father was posted there, so away we went.
How many years?
I was only there about 2 years.
Okay.
Which was good.
What, that high school sort of thing?
I was actually at the Stanthorpe primary and high school used to be in the one building, and then they built a new high school, and they had a march from the old to the new while I was still there. It must have been about, 1959 or 60. Not showing my age here, you already know that. But then they had a 50-year reunion only a couple of years ago
Oh, yeah?
back there in Stanthorpe, which I